Hey guys, welcome to the Colin with the Boys podcast. My name is Ascend and I'm here with my co-host Nathan.
What up?
This is episode 18 titled Kilroy, Killjoy, and the Boys. That was hard to say.
Tongue twister.
Tongue twister. I did want to say thanks to all of the new listeners we've gained the past month, guys. We definitely appreciate you. Keep telling your friends and never forget to support the content creators we have on. I'm sure they appreciate that as well. Today we talked to the very funny Kilroy Killjoy, or simply just Kilroy, and we talked to him about streaming, his photography, and gaming conventions in general, including TwitchCon, PAX, and did I say? No, I didn't say BlizzCon. So he's a really nice dude. Had an absolute joy talking with him.
It was a blast. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. So sit back, relax, and open a cold one.
Yeah. I just wanna crack that door with that boys, yeah. No more baby mamas, no more kids to watch, cause I got babysitters. Now it's time for licking, come on, give it to me, cause it's my escape. Now it's time to annihilate, let my troubles all die away. I'm on a diet, Please do not try this, cause do not invite it. I'm dripping and go call the Midas. This night I was excited, it got me reignited. I've been waiting so long I can't fight it, but now I'm Mike Tyson inside, I'm on fire.
It's alright, I've been dealing with allergies pretty bad the last couple weeks, so I sound like I have a trumpet stuck up my nose.
Yeah, that's actually the thing I wanted to mention. Like you're in the Seattle area, and we have almost, it's like we've been having snow. I don't know if you've noticed it outside. It's not actual snow. I'm just saying it looks like snow. It's like the little flowers.
At the risk of sounding completely ignorant, I have no idea what that is, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's
so
some kind of tree, I think. It's those little fluffy things.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, like in the golden hour when the sun's going down and there's like all this glistening but yeah, it's kind of weird.
Just straight pollen, probably. Just allergies out the ass is all that is.
Tree semen all in my mouth. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Some of I've like seen cars like caked in yellow, and people's like front yards will have it literally looks like snow in some parts.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I'm the dumbass who just got a new car that is pretty much black right as the spring started, so I've had to wash it like 4 times in the last month.
Yeah, that's so I recently moved out to Seattle about a year ago, and that's one thing I've noticed is like having a car out here, don't expect it to be all shiny and new looking for very long. Like it's
very naturey.
Yeah, there's a
very
lot of
naturey.
Rains a lot
like to grow here,
and then if it doesn't continue raining, you get those like rain spots on the car.
Yeah,
oh
black
God,
is just
the worst.
Black cars are always look nice, but it's just such a pain to take care of. Same thing with white too.
Yeah, I know. It's like an off black. It's like a grayish black, but still.
Okay. Yeah.
And I knew it when I bought it, but I'm like, God, you're so beautiful. I need you. So
What'd you get?
It's all right. I got a Subaru Impreza.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Yeah,
I love it.
Soup it up like rally.
I was
car.
thinking about. I just got the base because I was thinking about getting the WRX and all that, but I just really don't have time. Like, I have friends who have WRXs and STIs and all that, and they just take so much maintenance. And I'm not a gearhead. I'm totally the kind of guy that's like, yeah, here's the keys, fix it, and let me know when it's done.
Dude, me too.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Come on.
No, I don't.
I used to be a mechanic, and like now that I've done it as a job, I refuse to do it on my own cars. So I shell out the money to take it somewhere.
That's awesome.
It's really not like I have the knowledge and stuff to do it and the tools. I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, you know. Like
I guess what I meant was I don't blame you one bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome, man. So just for the listeners and everyone listening in on the podcast, for anyone that doesn't know who you are, kind of introduce yourself, tell them what you do, just so people are familiar.
Okay. You want me to do that now?
Right now.
Oh my God, the pressure's on. My name's Kilroy. I am a Twitch streamer primarily. That's pretty much it.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Great introduction.
My day job is I do photography. But other than that, I just kind of make jokes on the internet and try and have a good time.
Oh yeah, man.
So like photography, did you like wedding photography, family photography, or you one of those guys that just go out and take random pictures of nature?
So the thing about photography is if you don't already have a name for yourself, nobody wants to buy your art. So I do weddings for money.
Okay.
But other than that, I want to get into landscape, things like that, especially living out here. That's actually one of the reasons I moved out here originally, was I was just floored by the nature and I like to hike and stuff. So hand in hand, but yeah, that doesn't make money. Not yet.
Yeah.
So how do photographers make money? Like you said, nobody wants to buy your art, but so do you take the pictures and they're such stunning pictures that you just start selling them? I don't get it.
I think it's just years of just connections, networking. Obviously you have to have some talent. There's a lot of skill behind it. And I think it's just kind of making a name for yourself. You know what I mean? It just takes time and also luck.
Right.
Yeah.
Right place at the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I have a few friends that do that, and it's also very expensive if you want to get all like the lenses and get a really nice camera. I'm sure you have all that.
It is. I do. Thing about it though is it's just like most things. There's an initial cost, but once you get rolling, you make that back so fast. You know, you put a few grand down to buy a nice kit and some lenses and stuff like that. If you really hone it in and practice, you know, and you start getting weddings going, you grab a wedding or two, it's paid for plus some.
So do you have like
out here in Seattle?
Do you have like a website where people can go and look at the pictures and like pay for them, or do you exclusively do weddings right now and you don't sell other pictures?
I have not. I'm working on that. I had a website a while ago, but I was so embarrassed of it that I decided to just ditch it all.
Oh, man.
So I'm working on that right now. Like it's a lot of my more amateur stuff. So I got rid of it. I'm working on putting a portfolio now. I think after this wedding season, I'll be good to go. I'll have a lot of content to kind of stitch something together and catch people's eyeballs.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Let me know. And, whenever you have that up and running, and I'll make sure and mention on here and hopefully throw some.
Thanks. I
people your
appreciate
way.
that. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, as far as we'll get more into the streaming section here. So other than photography and stuff, you kind of, when you're at home, I'm a hermit. I don't fucking do anything except chill at home. But so when you're at home, are you pretty much exclusively streaming?
Pretty much, yeah. I have a crazy schedule. I have a day job, so I like wake up, I go do that, I come home, I scarf something down fast, and then go live. And then that's my next 5-6 hours. And then I turn it off. Try and always hang out in another streamer's chat afterwards. I'm big about hosting other people, sharing the love. And I'm actually really picky about it. It's like I only try and host people who I know because I respect my viewers. I want to put them over to somebody who they're going to feel comfortable with and enjoy themselves, somebody who fits with our vibe. And then after that, I go right to bed. So,
yeah,
nonstop.
Yeah, pretty much. And then any photography, like my days off streaming or any space in between there, I'm editing. So,
yeah,
or out in the field,
or doing a podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Well, we appreciate your time.
We do.
Dude, I appreciate you guys. This is really cool. I was honestly quite flattered, and it's something I've always wanted to do. But part of my struggle getting, big, quote unquote, I'm really bad about. It's not that I'm bad at putting myself out there. I just don't like being that guy where I have to be like, hey, I'm on Twitch. You guys want me on your podcast? Like, I would rather people approach me.
You want to be,
so,
dude? No, I completely get you. I feel the exact same way on the other side. Like,
absolutely.
If you remember when I first mentioned this podcast on your stream, I told you, like I was saying in stream, like, hey, how can I contact you, like outside of stream? And you're like, oh, you can just go ahead and like whatever you got, man. I don't mind, listening to it here. And so I typed it out, and dude, every time I feel like a beggar. Like every single time.
It feels so bad self-promoting in somebody's Twitch channel. I absolutely hate it. They're like, oh man, thanks for dropping by. Like, yeah. You can go ahead and post a link and all this. I'm like, no, I really don't want to do that because I feel like I'm,
Totally did that just last night to Sin on my stream.
Oh yeah. No, you're good, dude.
Like, dude, go ahead and advertise. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just share the love, We're all content creators, and we all, we got to help each other out at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I just, I don't know. It's just like going to someone's channel, even if it's someone I watch all the time and pass by and say hi or whatever, I still feel like a part of me just dies whenever I ask them any kind of information on like if they want to be on a podcast or anything. So
I went to TwitchCon last year for the first time, and man, it was hard. It was like, on one hand, like I said, I have a really hard time putting myself out there because I don't want to be disingenuous. But on the other hand, wow, I just paid like $600 total to be here. I need to fucking do something, Like I should get, not to like get something out of it per se, but it's like you go to TwitchCon to meet other streamers and network. Like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Right.
Or I guess if you're just solely a viewer, you go there to meet your favorite. As we touched on earlier, I'm so busy, I barely watch streams. It sucks. I wish I could, but outside of my own stream, I don't really have that much time to watch other people, and I hate it. I wish I could. But anyway, dude, you could cut the desperation with a knife at TwitchCon. It was like people would come up to you and they're just like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, oh, pretty good. Oh, by the way, here's my business card. And they're like, they hand you like this sopping wet business card because they're so nervous. And it's like, I'm exaggerating, obviously, but it's crazy. I'm so bad at that stuff. And for me, I want to meet somebody, have a cool conversation, be like, hey man, that was awesome. I'll come check you out, And then if they ask me, but there's so many, it's just something we got to get over as content creators. You have to do it. Like that's how people make it. You have to learn how to put yourself out there. Sure. And that's definitely something I'm working on. And this TwitchCon I think will be better because I've got a larger community, and there's also a lot more people I know going this time around. I basically went by myself. I did go by myself last time, and I was lucky enough to run into a couple of streamer buddies of mine there, and then we hung out the whole weekend, and it was great.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, so this time I think it's going to be awesome though. It'll be, everybody always feels a little more confident when you got somebody on your got your back, you know what I mean? So I think if we go rolling into TwitchCon, like 6 people deep, be like, yo, what's up? You guys don't know us? Oh,
got your posse.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like that's kind of what TwitchCon is. Everybody rolls around in their posses except for like the big people, I guess. And then they have their own booths and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Like we were talking about going like out to TwitchCon, to meet, streamers, the people we've had on the podcast, get to know those guys. Like I'd love to come out there and hang out with you and, all the other people we've had. But on the other hand, we're sitting there, talking about the whole networking side. And I feel like I'm going to be that guy with like a backpack on, just standing in the middle of a room, like watching all these people go past me. Cause I'm not going to go up and just, like you said, start handing out business cards. It feels so fucking awkward.
Well, I mean,
it does.
Like we had Jason on last week, Master SciTech, and he's like a digital marketer, and he's also a streamer. He works with like esports communities and things like that. And
I was just actually checking him out before I figured I'd do my research and watch a couple before I was actually on it.
Yeah, and like he was talking about like when you go to TwitchCon, a mistake a lot of streamers make is going up like you just said, having the business card, being all sweaty and asking them. Yeah. And he says more so what people need to be doing is, actually going to someone that you do want on the podcast or do want to network with, and actually just have a conversation with them, spend some time, put some time into it. And then, at the end of the conversation, you can say something like that. But he says a big no-no is just going to like random streams or going to random people and just being like, hey, so you want to host me sometime? Like,
I totally agree with that. Good luck doing that at TwitchCon though. You gotta go back to the Stone Age before cell phones at TwitchCon because you don't have fucking service. So there was several people. I mean, I don't know about this year because it's in a different location, but at Long Beach last year, the service was so bad. There was quite a few people that I missed out on simply because I just could not get a hold of them. Wow. I could not get a hold of them. You basically have to say, hey, like the old days, you call them up on the corded phone, connected to the wall. Hey man, what's going on? Do you want to meet at 6:30 sharp right outside the whatever, coffee shop? And then if they're not there, it's like, oh god.
Do you guys have any payphones?
Payphones. Holy shit.
Yeah, once you find a payphone, then you're like, I don't have any quarters. Like everything's digital. What the hell?
Yeah, can I swipe my card? Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna take it one step further and say, can I use the NFC on my phone and GPay, Google Pay?
There you go.
Apple Pay.
Bitcoin, dude.
Is there an ATM around?
A Bitcoin dispenser anywhere around here?
Speaking of that crazy stuff, we have vending machines at my work for like energy drinks and Gatorades and stuff, and there's an app that you load money onto, like an app for the vending machine, and it just connects via your phone, and you punch your thing in on the vending machine and it subtracts it out of the account on your phone.
That's pretty cool because,
dude, what the hell? Like I remember vending machines used to just be dollars and change, and I don't carry that shit, so.
Exactly. I was going to say, I actually don't mind it because I hate change.
Oh, yeah.
I hate change.
Definitely convenient.
I'm that person that goes to like gas stations or grocery stores, and my wife will open up her purse and start counting change. I'm like, put that shit away. Put it away. Do not
You're
hand.
embarrassing me.
Yeah, I know. Do not hand that person change. I'll fucking kill you. I hate it because I used to be a cashier. I worked for Walmart for probably 5 years, going through high school, and I had people come in and like ring up $16 worth of stuff and then literally pull out a bag of quarters and coins and like set them on my terminal and start counting. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
I bought my first N64 in mostly quarters at Toys R Us.
Oh my God.
And looking back on that, oh man, that lady must have hated my little shit.
Oh yeah, dude. I can't stand it. So yeah, now when she pulls out the coins, I'm like, put those away. She's like, I want to get. I don't put them away.
That better be for a Coinstar or something,
right? Yeah.
Turn it into cash.
I'd rather just like whenever I get change, first homeless person I see, I'm like, here you go, man. Have a good one.
Hey, at least you're doing something good with it.
I would just rather not have it is the thing. It's really not that admirable. It's mostly selfish. I'm just like, I don't want it.
I don't want to carry it here.
Actually, I do the exact same thing, and part of me feels good about it, and the other part's like, I'm just a piece of shit. I'm doing this for me.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely both ways for sure.
I feel bad. I've never given any homeless person money before.
Well, it's actually not good, I don't think, to give money. I rarely give money. Give them a drink, give them some food, because I feel like money enables that. And I can't speak, and it's it's a tough situation any way you look at it, but right. I feel like money, you're enabling them to maybe get alcohol or drugs or whatever, and they gotta get out of that. So I feel like I was just trying to give them food, and then at the end of the day, honestly, and I don't know if this makes me sound like a dick, I've had homeless people. I'll try and give them, like, I just went to like Dick's Hamburgers or something, got an extra one for the homeless guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm looking for money, man. I don't need any food." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess you're doing okay then."
Yeah, you must be doing pretty good.
So okay, well, whatever, dude. Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like there was a vet the other day, like a vet selling roses for $1. Like he had like a bouquet of roses and he was just selling them for $1, and he looked homeless. And I just gave him a couple bucks, and I was like, just keep the roses so you can sell them to someone else. But I mean, at least he's doing some sort of transaction to help himself out.
Yeah.
So But
That's pretty cute, actually. I like that.
get a bouquet of roses. I don't think that would like what is a dozen of like a dozen roses? That's like $25. I don't think you'd even get your money back.
Probably. What? I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to sound like a dick.
Yeah,
so.
We're probably on the same page. I'm also not gonna say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one to myself. But like I said, I've never given those people money. Like I feel bad when I drive up and they have their little sign and they're sitting there staring at me, and I'm like, fuck. Well, and, like I want to do it, but then like you said, I don't want to enable them. But the things I do is like during the holidays. Normally, I'm not gonna lie, I'm fairly financially stable, and I live a comfortable life and stuff. And so at like Christmas time and big holidays, if I've got the extra money laying around, we'll go to like a restaurant or something, and we'll try and leave like a healthy tip for our waiter and stuff like that. And I feel like those are my good deeds for the year. But I don't know, I just can't. Like I feel like if I was homeless, I wouldn't want somebody enabling me. Like I would want somebody pushing me to get a job. Exactly.
And it's a tricky situation. Like I said, any way you look at it, it's like, there's no good, easy answer. I don't know. I sometimes I think about, I guess my mental gymnastics to not feel guilty about it is at the end of the day, we all have different struggles, right? Like I live in fucking Seattle. My rent is through the roof, you know?
Oh, I can imagine.
So even though I got a roof over my head, I'm not, I got my own stuff to think about too.
Right.
I know I'm probably sounding like self-shafting.
No, dude. I live here too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, we all have different walks of life. So whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, it's whatever. I don't have much more to say about that.
Yeah, me neither. other than the fact that something needs to happen. But that's why I'm not a politician, and that's why I make memes on the internet, because
absolutely
I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to make the memes, dude.
At the end of the day, I do what I can. I'm always, my philosophy in life is like, obviously you need to look ahead to the future and have goals, but just live in the present. Do the best you can day to day. And I know that sounds super lame, but try and be good to the people around you, and that's all that really matters. I try not to think too hard on the politics and the homelessness and all that kind of stuff, because there's nothing I could do,
Right.
At the end of the day, my contributions are going to be a drop in the bucket. Like the best thing is like volunteering. I think that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Volunteering is extremely rewarding, and you're actually really helping people. You can go to a soup kitchen, feed these people. That's the best thing I think people can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually put in time.
So just to transition a little bit, have you guys ever done any like charity work with like things, content creation that you do? Because that's something I'm trying to get into.
We're, our podcast is fairly new, so we haven't looked into anything like that yet. But it's definitely something we've talked about for the future. We definitely want to, there's a lot of things that we have huge support for. Like I know Nathan, like for example, if you dropped $1 million on Nathan, he would buy like all the dogs in his whole city that are in shelters.
Oh yeah.
Like we have three shelter dogs. Like that's one of my big things is adopting pets. Like I'm not a big, we bought dogs when I was younger, and like I refuse to buy a dog from a breeder now. Like they're all adopted.
I totally agree with you.
And like me and my wife have already discussed this many years ago, but like if we ever won the lottery, like I'm going to go open up like a 500-acre ranch somewhere, and just any dog, just bring him in, and I'll hire people to take care of them and just have a dog ranch.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, like I think that would be pretty cool. I know there's a lot of streamers that do that. I was just watching some streamers today that were on the front page that were doing, stuff for Lifeway, or I can't remember the thing, but you see them doing them all the time, charity streams. And I don't know how we could get into that as podcasters. I'm sure there would be a way. I don't know if it'd have to be at like an event type thing where, if we went to TwitchCon, we would do like a live podcast from TwitchCon
that's a great idea. Yeah.
For a charity or something, and any proceeds or something people come by. I don't know. We'd have to figure it out, but yeah, I don't know how you get in touch with those kind of people for the streamers. So.
Yeah, I want to figure that out. For me, I'm not a new streamer, but I'm certainly not big. So my drawback's always been, what am I going to raise? Like $50? And, but anything helps. I guess that's the kind of mindset I have to take into it, is any little bit helps. And I think it would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Make you feel good.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like Nathan just said, I have no idea how to get into that, or I guess, I would imagine you just approach the charity or whoever and say you want to do this. But, right now, since we're a newer podcast and we, just like you, I feel like we'd raise like, $20 and it'd be like our 210s that we put into it or something. So
one thing that, yeah, exactly. it's like, let's reach our goal. And then I end up putting like out of 100, like 95, but whatever. Like we did it. Oh God, are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, my computer screen's just, oh God.
Are you crashing?
No, I'm okay. Sorry, cut this out. No, all my screens went off, and I just realized that it has been years since I've seen my computer go to sleep because I'm not doing anything.
Just sitting there.
That's hilarious.
Well, I'm glad I can do that for you.
Yeah. I need to turn those settings off. That freaked me out. All of my screens went black, and I was like, "Oh shit! Did my power just go out or something?" All right, we're good.
But yeah, man. So yeah, we're planning to do that at some point. But as far as here in town, I know you said you've been to PAX West before, correct?
Yes, I go to PAX. I've missed a couple in the past, but pretty much since I moved here, I go to PAX. It's so much fun. PAX is. I'm not a huge con goer, but I think PAX is it's just the peak. It's so good. Because it started from a very kind of roots organization, kind of the anti E3, the for gamers by gamers convention.
Right. Yeah.
And it's definitely I would say it's kind of getting away from that, but I still think it at its soul, it's still got that. It's a lot of fun.
So comparatively to like if you were to compare it to TwitchCon, I know TwitchCon you're going to probably meet a lot more streamers there and things like that. But with PAX, would you consider that another place that's great for like networking and talking to people and things like that?
It's awesome that you asked me that because I've only been to one TwitchCon, so I can't speak for the whole thing, but I do have an opinion on that. TwitchCon was rough, and for some of the reasons we touched on earlier. For me, and I realize that's a personal thing. For me, it was kind of difficult to kind of put myself out there, and like I'm waiting in line, and I'm gonna sound like such an asshole, but I've said it on my face. But like I'm waiting in line, right, and I'm there by myself, and there's this group of guys in front of me, and they're just like the most awkward looking dudes, and they're just like I can smell them, from where I'm standing. No. Like I know, and I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. Like whatever. I'm not going to shit on those people personally, but
they shat on you with their smells.
I'm like, this would be a great. I'm like, this would be a great opportunity to network, and I look over and I'm like, well, I don't want to talk to these guys. Like, I don't want to get to know these guys, and then. I'm not exaggerating. I turn around and the polar opposite group is behind me. It's like a bunch of jabronis all talking at the same time really loudly about how cool they are and stuff. And I'm like all these super like buff, attractive guys. And I'm just like, well, fuck, I don't want to talk to these shitheads either. So I just stood there on my phone trying to get service.
Oh, man. Yeah,
I feel like that's where all the buff sculpted gamers go, is like TwitchCon, just so they can get out there like, yeah, we're gamers, but we're also fucking gym rats. Check us out.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So, wait, what was the original question? Like the comparison?
PAX West, yeah, comparatively to TwitchCon.
So after my one TwitchCon experience, and I went to Long Beach again, and apparently that was an exception. I've even heard from other like partner streamers and stuff that told me it was weird. It was a weird con. Like they've been to every TwitchCon since then, and that one was just like off.
Bad?
Yeah, it was just bad. I mean, it was bad, man. It was the communication was zero. Like everyone was confused as to what to. You had some of the biggest streamers like waiting in line for hours because somebody told there was no communication between the Twitch folks and the convention folks. Like, you know, the salt of the earth, God bless them.
Yeah.
You know, cleaning out the trash cans, convention workers. Somebody's like, where do I go for this? They're like, I don't fucking know, that way, you know? So there was just there was no real clear layout. It was just a mess. But PAX is cool because, like I said, it's for gamers by gamers. One of my experiences there, I actually had a better time getting networking there because I had people. We're just all gamers, you know. We all have games in common, and people just it's easier to talk about. It's like, I like Zelda, you like Zelda. Which is your favorite Zelda? Blah 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 blah. And you make a connection. Whereas TwitchCon, it's like, hey, I'm a streamer. What's up? What's up? What are you doing?
I'm a streamer.
You want to host me?
What up, bro?
Come watch me, bro. Come watch me, bro. Dude, I totally hit like 500 pounds on my last stream last week, dude. Did you see that? Bar lift? I don't know. What do they call it? It's fucking IRL streamers. No, I'm just kidding. Much love, much love. We're all streamers at the end of the day.
Oh, there you go.
So anyway, I tell people to come to PAX because it just was more genuine for me. And I actually got, and you know, it's not about numbers, but I actually got more people in my community and following me from PAX than I did TwitchCon, just because there was just genuine interest, you know, and me, like people just wanted to talk to me about games and stuff. Whereas TwitchCon, people just, like I said, it's like me, or I, or it's weird. It's awkward. Because even when you're just having like what seems like a natural conversation, in the back of your mind, you're like, I know this fucker's going to ask me.
Just promoting.
Yeah. A part of you definitely knows in the back of your head, like at some point, this guy is going to be like, hey, you want to be a part of my streaming team?
Do you want to be part of the awesome club? I don't know.
You get a shirt and everything.
Welcome to the cult of rage. Like, I don't know if this stream's for me. I'm scared.
Yeah, especially with you. Like, you're so lighthearted on stream that, like, cult of rage, you know, like, it's like, whoa, why are you in that, dude? And you're like, I don't know, man. This guy at TwitchCon just kind of pushed me into it.
A good pitch.
He really convinced me.
He said if I subbed, I get this cool like color in his Discord. I don't know. It seemed good at the time.
You get this cool emote, man.
I feel like, just like you said, TwitchCon is the partners and things like that. And then other than that, it's the people that are going to see specific, you know, streamers or whatever. And so that's what you have. You have the people that are there to promote either their channel or they're there to meet their community, or you have the people that are there to meet streamers.
Which I know I sound like an asshole, like opinionated asshole, but and there's nothing wrong with that though. That's fine.
Right, yeah.
That's a great thing. And I really think that it's cool to have a convention that's centrally located. Like you can have all these people coming across from the country just to meet other streamers and network. It's really cool. It's just for me personally, it's tough for me.
Right.
So is TwitchCon always been in California?
I believe, as far as I know, yes. This year it's going to be in San Diego. I can't remember if that's the original. I want to say that's where the originals were, like the first 2 or 3, and then for some reason they had it at Long Beach randomly. And to be fair to TwitchCon, that convention center is garbage at Long Beach. It was horribly laid out. It was, and I'm sure that was part of the problem.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw pictures of it. I was like, that looks weird.
Just to get to like level 3, you had to walk all the way through the ground floor, go up to level 2, walk all the way. I don't know. It's probably not accurate at all, but I just remember being, yeah, it's if you guys have been to Ascend, I don't know if you've been to the Washington Convention Center. Oh my God, like you can go from floor 1 to 6 in like seconds. It's super easy to get wherever the hell you want. This one was it was a nightmare. It was so confusing. And then on top of that, not only is the layout weird, you're sifting through hundreds of people trying to get where you're going.
People, yeah.
So I haven't, like, Nathan or me, we both haven't been to TwitchCon in the past. So I would imagine with like PAX, that it's a lot more, like you said, E3 type convention where there's a lot of game developers. You get to see a lot of trailers, try out new games that are coming out, stuff like that. And then I would imagine TwitchCon isn't like that, but do they have stuff like that? Do they have E3 elements?
Yes, they definitely did. They actually had a freaking awesome floor. It was nice. It was kind of like, I'd say like PAX Mini, like a little main floor where they had not as much booths and stuff, but like, all your main computer makers were there, like trying to think of some Corsair, all those guys. And then you've got different games, bigger games. And they actually had one place last year that was an arena just for, I think it was PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG, as I lovingly call it.
PUBG.
I call it PUBG just because.
PUBG.
Yeah. I think it was either that or H1Z1. I can't remember. So there was stuff like that, but yes, it was much more focused. They had one cool thing that would have been cool.
One cool thing that would have been cool.
Yeah,
obviously it wasn't.
I'll get to that. It was cool. They had a bunch of panels for newer streamers and just anybody. You could go and meet your favorite streamers. That was the cool part about TwitchCon. I'd say if you really want to take streaming seriously and learn from the pros, go to some panels. Like before you go, I'm terrible at cons. I get at the con and I'm like chugging down some coffee. I'm like, oh fuck, I got to talk to people. And I'm like, I don't know, dropping things. And then I start figuring out what I'm going to do for the day. I think most people look at the schedule ahead of time and then say, okay, I want to see this panel. I want to go here, and then do that. No, I'm just like, kick in the doors of the convention. I'm like, I'm here. And then everyone looks at me like I'm crazy. Nobody knows who I am.
Dude, we're gonna have to do that if we ever go to TwitchCon. Just bust through the doors, be like, "We're here, motherfuckers!" Yeah, they're like, who the fuck are these guys?
We're gonna hire 2 6'8" bodyguards, and then we're both gonna come in with hoodies. We're gonna wear like a snapback hat with hoods over with sunglasses, so we look famous with 2 bodyguards around us, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh shit, is that guy?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's me."
And then the bodyguards only follow you halfway to where you're going because you only paid them for that much time. You didn't have enough money.
Oh, good.
So, but the panels were really cool. And, okay, so here's the not cool part. It was for me. I went to these panels to learn stuff, and it was seriously just really basic stuff. It was like, you want to get more viewers. Make sure you have a personality. I'm like,
oh my god, stuff you can learn off of YouTube.
Well, yeah, probably, but it was really it's cool hearing it from people who have made it, I guess, and that can be inspiring for some people. But for me, I've got a pretty good intuition. Not to toot my own horn, I just have a really natural way of just figuring things out. So it was kind of like every point they'd hit, I'm like, well, shit, I already knew that. Well, I already knew that. Whereas I feel like a lot of
$600.
Yeah, I know exactly. But I feel like a lot of people could go there, especially if they're newer, starting out, and get a lot of good stuff out of it. So I do think that's one shining thing. For me, it kind of sucked, but once again, this is all my jaded perspective, so it might be a total different experience. So that's one thing about TwitchCon I think that would be awesome for somebody who wanted to go was the panels. I think it was really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. But PAX, if you just want to go and have a good time and meet other gamers and like-minded people, I personally like PAX better. But once again, I always try to be fair in my arguments.
I mean, you're also not spending $600 to go to PAX.
Right, it's $40 a day, I think.
Yeah.
And for us, I live 10 minutes from the convention center, so it's in my backyard. So it's not even, I don't have to worry about room and board. But shit, what was I gonna say?
The drugs.
To be fair about PAX.
Oh yeah, to be fair about that, PAX has been doing it for what now? 15 years or something like that? I don't even know, but it's been a long time. So they've they've had a lot of time to figure it out and make it a smooth convention. TwitchCon has only been what? It's like 4th, 5th year. So
6th, 5th, 6th. I don't remember. 5th
well,
year.
never mind. Forget what I was going to say. They should know better by now.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know, like from all the pictures and videos I've ever seen from other conventions, like I've seen pictures from TwitchCon, the PAX. The one that always catches my eye is BlizzCon. And I know you're a Blizzard fan and you play Blizzard games. And every time BlizzCon comes up, like the pictures and the scenes and the videos, it's so polished. And I don't know if that's because Blizzard throws, major money
their media
at the convention, right? But like, it's very well broadcasted. It's very well advertised, and like, there's always like live streams going on there, and like it gets to me. Maybe because I, have Blizzard, I play Blizzard games, like I'm always seeing it. But like, whenever TwitchCon's going on, like I don't see anything hitting my Twitter feed or anything. So
it's weird. They just really got to figure that out. I think, and I'm not an expert, and I know whoever's job it is out there. And if you happen to hear this, I get it. It's obviously not easy to manage a con, and I'm just some scrub that's like shitting all over your work. I apologize, but. Maybe hit up whoever runs the BlizzCon. But right? I have actually heard. I'm going to correct you, and I hope you don't hate me after this. I'm actually not that much of a Blizzard fan per se. Overwatch was actually the first Blizzard game that I got into.
Okay.
And I've come to respect Blizzard a lot, because even though I'm just not a big MMO guy, I tried WoW back in the day, and I found it horribly boring, but that's also because I was a loser and didn't have any friends. And you need friends to play that game. So.
No. It's the opposite. It's still losers and stuff that play the video game.
It just seems like that game is much more fun when you have a solid clan of people you actually. It's like D&D kind of.
Yeah.
If you got a bunch of best friends to play D&D with, it's a blast. But if you're just that one guy who barely knows everybody, you're just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, fuck this.
And also, I was, a poor teenager back then. So I was like, I have to pay $15 every month to play this? So I collect 30 chickens 60 times? I don't know about
True.
that.
I remember.
Yeah, but I think with BlizzCon,
he's got PTSD right now. Flashbacks from WoW.
I think with BlizzCon, the reason that it's so well done is mostly because, first of all, I don't know if other cons do this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like BlizzCon sells a virtual ticket where you can literally tune in on all the panels online at home. So you don't even have to attend. First of all, there's awesome. A ton of people attending, and there's like 10 times more that are buying it at home just to watch like the cosplay and the next expansion like panel, like them talking about it and stuff like that. So there's a ton of people tuning in, and that's just so much revenue that they can put right back into the con.
Right.
So. Very cool. I love that. And the panels at TwitchCon, actually, they streamed them live. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't think they were behind a paywall either. They were just there for people who wanted to learn, or at least available somewhere.
I think they do become available on YouTube like for free after the con, but during the con to like watch it live, I think you had to have the virtual ticket.
I gotcha. You made me like freak out for a second. You said virtual ticket, and then I was like, oh God, PAX doesn't have virtual tickets. I'm like furiously checking my Twitter feed every 30 seconds to see if the tickets go live. Dude, PAX Prime, as I so lovingly still like to call it, they call it PAX West officially now, but we all know which the best. We know Seattle's got the best PAX. But anyway, PAX Prime tickets sell out in like a minute and a half. It's crazy.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
As soon as they go live, they're gone. So, oh God, I'm going to spill my trick. No, everybody knows this. I follow, they actually a couple years ago have made a dedicated Twitter just for announcing ticket sales.
Oh my God, you're going to have to let me know this after this.
I will. I got the little bell, and for the last 2 years, the little notification thing that tells me as soon as they tweet, my phone's like, "Hey, fucking whatever you're doing, come here." So
It's in the middle of doing a wedding photography. You just drop your camera on the ground.
100%. Right before she says I do, I missed it. Sorry. Don't worry. I'll fix it in editing. I'll stitch that together.
That would be funny shit.
But yeah, so I got the little notification thing. So as soon as that Twitter, and it's worked the last 2 years now. Years before that, I would have to do the Craigslist thing, and I've actually not really had a problem doing that. Most people are really nice, and they're just like, "Oh yeah," like 2 years before that, or the 2 years prior to them starting doing that. I got tickets from people who were just like, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend turned out not to come. I'm not trying to make money off it. Here's the face value." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, dude."
Oh, so, that's nice.
Yeah, like on Craigslist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for the last 2 years, that's worked like a charm. As soon as it pops up, and I've got my face in my phone all the time anyway, so I'm just like, oh, there it is, and then boop, and it has a virtual queue. So if you click on the link for PAX, as soon as they do their tickets, you're in.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the tab open for PAX. I downloaded the app. Now I'm going to join the Twitter as well, because I know con tickets go really fast, and I'm really trying to go this year. So
I would highly recommend it. And I always try, depending on how finances are that month, I always try and buy a few sets just so I have extras for friends that want to go. So don't worry, man. I got you. I'll see if I can. If I'm in that queue and you're not, I'll try and snag you a pair.
Hell yeah!
There you go.
All right.
See, that's like I've always wanted to go to BlizzCon, and unfortunately, I won't be able to go this year or even try because I've already spent my vacation. But like, I feel like I'm going to plan it. I'm going to go next year. I'm going to get everything set up. I'm going to put in for vacation for it. And then the 2 fucking days that the tickets go on sale, I'm going to be one of those chumps that don't get the tickets, and I'm going to be fucking pissed. Because people don't do that for BlizzCon. They're not nice. They don't put them on Craigslist for face value. They put them up on eBay and upcharge them by like 50%. And you're just like, fuck you. Like, you're that piece of shit.
I hate scalpers. That's what they're called, I think. I hate them.
Yeah.
People, I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
What I was going to say, I think so I've never been to BlizzCon because, like I was saying, I've only ever played Overwatch. And I love Overwatch, but I don't really care about Warcraft. It's never really been my thing. I think I missed the boat on that one. I know it's very nostalgic for a lot of people.
Right.
I never liked StarCraft because even though I really liked RTS games, or I still do, even though I really like RTS games, StarCraft is so freaking competitive and it's just so fast paced. I'm more Age of Empires kind of guy.
Okay. There we
I played
go.
Age of Empires like crazy. And that one, you kind of slowly, methodically like build up your empire. And it's fun that way. It's not necessarily like, all right, whoever makes the first fucking, all right, go, start attacking. Oh, defense.
Yeah.
Like and of course I see how that's fun, but it's never really been my thing. So I've never been to BlizzCon. I think one of the things that makes what I was going to say, I was touching on this earlier. I really understand why Blizzard fans are Blizzard fans. Blizzard is fucking awesome. They really are. They do everything so well. Like their PR is amazing. The quality that they put into their productions, I'm not surprised at all. BlizzCon is probably a blast. I feel like just being an Overwatch fan, I could probably go to BlizzCon and have a hell of a time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen people that are, they do is stream Overwatch, or they're big into the Overwatch scene. Like they can go to BlizzCon
on my stream.
Do what?
I said it's definitely a mainstay on my stream.
Right. Like they can go to BlizzCon and you have your separate pieces. You have your Warcraft, your StarCraft, and like Heroes of the Storm little section, and then you have your Overwatch section. And like there was an entire arena devoted to just Overwatch, and you could go the entire con, have something having to do with Overwatch, and never go see anything else. And people said it was a lot of fun. So
I love Overwatch. It's like if Pixar made a video game, basically. I'm just waiting. If the day that Blizzard announced a partnership with Pixar, I'd have to change my pants. I would have to change my pants immediately.
I think they can make a really good movie, like an Overwatch, like legitimate Overwatch movie.
Man.
Like they tried it with Warcraft and it failed, and I'm really sad about
they
that.
didn't
But
really make it like
right, yeah, like I understand.
the Warcraft
I never
movie
saw it. It
disappointed
just
me.
seemed like it just seemed very awkward, that whole thing.
Yeah.
It was.
If you've seen any of the Warcraft cinematics for their MMO, like World of Warcraft, if you've seen any of their cinematics, that's
awesome.
how they need to make the movies.
Yeah, and when they announced a Warcraft film, and like I said, I'm not big into Warcraft, but that's exactly the first thought I had. I was like, oh, cool, it's going to be like a CGI thing like the cinematics.
Nope.
But
Live action.
I'm hopefully not going to feel your pain soon. I'm a big Witcher fan. It's my favorite game series of all time. This Netflix thing has got me sweating. Like
What? I haven't even heard of this. What is it?
Yeah, there's a Netflix Witcher series coming out.
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm sweating it, man, because Netflix is so hit or miss. Either their originals are amazing or they're just the worst thing ever made. So I'm a little nervous. I've looked at the actors and stuff. I don't know who the hell any of them are because I don't pay attention to pop culture at all.
Right.
But the guy looked kind of like Geralt, and apparently he's like a famous like foreign actor and does that kind of thing, like the medieval stuff. So I was like, all right. And apparently where he's from, he's really respected as an actor and stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm just like, please don't let it be like a Warcraft movie or like a Street Fighter movie.
Dude, I hope it's not for you. Yeah, me too.
I've stopped getting my hopes up on like storylines or games that I enjoy that are turned into shows or movies, just because like I don't know if you've ever read the Aragon series.
No, I haven't. Like from Lord of the Rings?
No, Aragon.
No.
Like, it's like a standalone fantasy series.
Yes. I have not read them, but I'm familiar. I've heard of them.
They made a movie back in like 2006 or something, and it was trash.
Dog
trash.
shit.
And now Warcraft, I wouldn't say it was complete trash, but it didn't come up to expectations. Like it's not good enough to me to like, I would still go watch a sequel. I'm not going to lie, but it's still like, I didn't go out of the movie theater being like, that was fucking awesome. I was just like kind of disappointed.
Well, this is probably a stupid question, but I just want to double check. It was live action, right? The Warcraft movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
See, just thinking of that, I'm like, what were they thinking? Warcraft doesn't seem like it would really translate into. It's very like cartoony and fantasy.
Not only that, but if you look at any armor set in WoW, it's not practical at all.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's very like cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one would wear like huge fucking shoulder pads like that and actually go into battle. Like,
or no one would wear a metal bra.
Right?
Yeah.
Sliced in half immediately.
But speaking of Age of Empires, going back to that a little bit.
Yes, please.
We should totally at some point play like a 4v4 against like AI with Zaretta, because I know she plays Age of Empires as well.
That would be amazing. The fact that you said versus AI made me so happy, because that's pretty much once again the reason I didn't get into WoW is because I had no friends as a child. So I definitely played Age of Empires against like AI.
Yeah,
exclusively.
Yeah,
we'll go through our phases, man. We'll go through phases of we'll play Age of Empires. We play what is it, AOE 2, The Conquerors?
Yeah.
Or that's the original that we used to play, but we'll play it for like months straight, and then we won't touch it for another year. But
yeah, I kind of do the same thing. It's like you get that. It's like the longing for, I don't know. I used to do cocaine so much. Just one more, just real quick. And then you realize, like, what am I doing with my life? All right. And then a few years later, it's like, okay. Well, one of the things for me, I can only, once again, very busy guy. I can only game now when I stream. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
I try, man, I miss being just a gamer. Sometimes I try and get myself I like go invisible on everything. And then I'm just like, all right, time to get into this. And then somebody like texts me on Discord and I'm like, fuck, how did they know I was on? I'm just kidding. But,
yeah,
No, you're
tell
not.
me you're kidding. It's cool. We'll edit that part out.
I'm not. But yeah, fuck, I forgot where I was going with that. Damn it.
It's all right.
What were we talking about?
Playing Age of Empires.
Oh, right. So one thing that sucks is I tried to stream Age of Empires and nobody gave a shit. I was like, guys, I used to play this game all the time. This is one of my favorite. I played it so much as a kid. This is so nostalgic. This is gonna be great. And then it's just
fucking crickets, dude.
It's just me with my jaw open, just clicking a bunch. And I'm of course playing against the AI because I can't.
Right?
Because it's so hardcore.
I'm not laughing at you. Like,
No.
I want to clarify. I know how you feel. Like, I get it.
You can do both.
It's not a fun game to watch, I'll admit.
It's not.
No, not at all. But it's so much fun to play.
Yeah, for
You'll have
sure,
to
man.
set something up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm off on like I don't usually stream. I hardly ever stream on Sundays. Sometimes Mondays, but I'm not usually. So like Sundays are good for me. Sunday, Monday, and I usually take Thursday nights off stream, which was part of the like why I asked if you guys could do it tonight.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a work in progress. I'm kind of feeling it out. Streaming's interesting because, for example, I've been throwing the idea around to switch Thursdays for Wednesdays because Wednesdays are just dead sometimes. Like nobody's around. It's like the middle of the week. People are just off doing whatever. You know, most people have a 9-to-5 job. They're like, by the time they get to Tuesday, they're like, I need to go out and remember that I have something. You know,
Right.
It's not just the grind. So people are going out during the middle of the week and stuff. But then some Wednesdays are huge. Like it'll just blow up and I got like 30, 40 people in my chat and we're having a great time. I don't know. It's weird. It's like the ebb and flow. So I'm trying to nail that down. See what works that way. I'm thinking about doing Mondays because I think Mondays are good because it's Monday and everyone goes home and they're like, ugh, I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I just go
Right.
back to work and I'm still hungover somehow.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go on Twitch. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I definitely want to say I wanted to make sure it's in the podcast before we wrap it up. But like every time I've been by your stream, I really, really enjoy your stream because you just have such great interaction with the chat. Like I don't know what it is. Like other people don't do this at least as often. I don't see it, but like for example, when you're playing Overwatch, in between games, when you're in a queue, you kind of put yourself back up on the screen and you just have this like intimate conversation with the chat. And you're just, you know, you really try to interact with every single question or comment that's put into the chat. And I think that's really good. Like that's awesome.
It's very simple. Basically, I'm like, people are taking time out of their day to watch my stupid ass play video games. Like the least I can do is give them my attention.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And like, I genuinely love people who come in and hang out with me. It's great. The whole reason I started streaming, so this is embarrassing, but I used to be a console gamer.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Dude, we're scrapping this. We're getting out of here.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding.
I used to be a PC gamer though, Age of Empires, but then when when the old 360, and to be fair, the 360 was a damn impressive console.
It was.
It was.
If you weren't on 360, it's like, where were you at that time? Which sucked for PC gamers because that was like the 360 era was the dark age for PC gamers. It was like all the developers were like hot on the 360 and everyone, and they're like, oh yeah, the PC, just like change something around the code and I don't care. Put it on Steam. Like that's basically what we got.
That's it.
So, thankfully, it's like a resurgence for PCs and I think that's actually because of streaming. I think that Twitch, I think it has something huge to do with it. I think I guess Twitch is mainstream now. I think that's had a huge impact on PC gaming, and I think that not to bunny trail too much. I'm really bad about this. I think the fact that like Microsoft was trying to stretch that lifespan out so long. They went too long, because that's why I went back to PC, which is what I was getting to. I got like, after like 5-6 years, I'm like, where the fuck is the next console? Like, these graphics suck.
Yeah.
So I built I got back into PC gaming, built a PC a few years ago. And then I got on Steam and I'm like, oh shit, this is like high school. I don't have any friends again. So I actually was going to go the YouTube route. In hindsight, thank God I didn't do that, because wow, what a fucking dumpster fire that website is right now.
That's so true, dude.
I agree.
And I actually started to do Twitch. I was like, oh yeah, I've seen Twitch around. Like, when I'm not recording, I'll go on there and just, I was thinking it as a side thing. I started streaming. I was like, oh my God, you mean I can just press start and act like an idiot and people pay me and watch? Why would I fucking sit there for hours and edit videos? I don't get it. So I just gave up on YouTube pretty much. But yeah, so I basically just started Twitch stream just to find people to play PC games with. And now I've got a wonderful community that I love to pieces. I'm very blessed to have the people I have in my community. You hear all the time about people struggling because they have so many trolls and like stupid people. Watch, now I'm going to get a bunch of stupid people.
Oh shit.
But
bring down the band hammer.
I'm very lucky. I've never really had that problem. But yeah, so I basically just started to get people to play with. And now any game that I want to play, I've got a plethora of people I can hit up and be like, yo, let's go check this game out together. So mission accomplished. At the end of the day, everything else that happens is just icing on the cake.
There you go.
All right. Well, we're going to move into the random thought of the day segment, kind of the last part of the show before we wrap up. So this kind of has to do with what we're talking about. I know you on your stream, I see you also play not only Overwatch, but you play a lot of Fortnite. So you do like the battle royale type game.
Yeah.
So with Call of Duty 4 Black Ops and Battlefield 5, they just came out with trailers recently. I don't know if you've seen either of them.
I'm sorry, Call of what? Is this 2007?
Call of Duty 4 or Black Ops 4, sorry. I fucked it up. But it actually, the interesting thing about Black Ops 4 is actually it's Blizzard's working on it, because Activision bought Blizzard a long time ago. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I did know that, but I didn't know they were working on it.
Yeah, the Overwatch team.
I saw COD in my battle.net and I'm like, what is this shit?
Yeah. Yeah, the Overwatch team actually got put on Black Ops 4 to work on it. And when you look at the trailer, you actually see similarities.
Interesting.
Like you see their life above their head and like little things like that just look kind of Overwatchy. But back to
I did not know that.
Back to the actual random thought. So both of those games, there are rumors that they're both going to be implementing battle royale modes.
Right.
And if that is the case, do you think that a well done Call of Duty Black Ops or Battlefield 5 battle royale would overtake Fortnite?
I think that the world is ready for a AAA battle royale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of all this damn early access, buggy ass, glitchy ass, hacker ass, annoying ass. Are there any more asses we can throw in there?
There's plenty I could come up with.
But so I guess in regards to that, but the gamer in me wishes like, just fucking don't put Call of Duty on it. Make a really cool AAA battle royale and call it something else. But I mean, I get it too, because Call of Duty is huge.
Yeah.
So, and I do, if they are going to put a battle royale, hey, it's breathing new life into that franchise. I feel like battle royale is already kind of, I'm not going to say dying at all, because that's not true, but I already feel it's getting just a little bit stale. But at the end of the day, all of us people like me who have been bitching about Call of Duty for the last, God, how long did Modern Warfare
10 years?
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Hey, at least they're trying something different. And that's what we were hoping for. So, and the fact that you just informed me that the Overwatch team's on it, like that's cool. I'm actually interested now. I've never said I'm not going to ever play a Call of Duty again. It's just I played the World War II beta when it came out, and I was actually kind of excited because so real quick, KilroyKilljoy, high school, me, super stoned. I loved World War II history. Kilroy was here is like he's now been crowned as the original meme. That's where the Kilroy comes from. And I was heavy into Halo 3, which is where the Killjoy comes from. So I put them together. I was really high and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. So that's like been my gamer tag since I was like 16. But anyway, I don't know. I think it's cool. I think that Call of Duty is what it is. I've been waiting for so long for something fresh, and I played the World War II beta, and I was actually excited about it because I never got tired of the World War II genre myself. I know everybody else did, but I was like, oh, I love World War II.
Oh no, dude! Like you're talking to two like of the biggest fans of like Band of Brothers series.
Oh, that's oh my god!
I love World War II history.
Just talking about Band of Brothers. I love Band of Brothers.
We could do it, man. Yeah, like I was excited because when I saw Battlefield 1 trailer come out, a couple years ago, I was like, fuck yeah, they're going back to World War. That's World War One, and I'm not down for that. Like trench warfare is not my thing. And then last night, it was like, dude, did you see there was a Battlefield 5 trailer? I was like, no fucking way. I was like, no, send it to me. And so I watched it, and I was like, fucking, there's a Thompson. I'm good. Like we're good to go. Like this game's gonna be great.
Yeah, if
that
you didn't
trailer
know,
was intense.
Yeah, did you watch the Battlefield 5 trailer?
I did, yeah. It was intense. It was like it was just one string of a bunch of stuff happening, but it was crazy.
So much going on.
There's so much going on. But yeah, I do agree with you 100%. I think this is the thing with Battle Royale. I don't necessarily think it's on its way out. I think people are getting tired, like you said, of the hackers and the hack asses and all the asses. So, with PUBG, as you like to call it, or PUBG and Fortnite, I think if a new one comes out with maybe some new additions to what you can do in Battle Royale, but if it's AAA, like you said, from Activision or EA, I think it can be done very well, and it would completely revitalize BR.
Yeah, until we open it, and then it's like, oh, you want anything? Buy loot crates, and we're like,
this is my thoughts on it. Your major competitor is Call of Duty. I know they've already announced that it's having a battle royale. I don't remember what it's called. They had a small little 15-second window that they showed a video of it. But EA and Activision, if Battlefield is doing it, not Activision, sorry, I don't know who DICE.
EA and DICE.
They have one shot to revitalize battle royale scene, and they've got the one shot with these games if that's what they're going to do it on, and if they fuck it up, it's going to send battle royale back to where it is now in early access games with PUBG leading it. So I'm crossing my finger because I love battle royale games. They're super fun. It's the only thing other than MMOs that I enjoy, and I'm really hoping that they do it right. Because if they do, it's going to make those PUBG people and Fortnite and every other, H1Z1, it's going to make them step their game up. Otherwise, their game is going to become non-existent.
Now, do you think they're going to go... I would imagine something like Call of Duty. You think they're going to go more of a competitive battle royale route? Because people like to compare PUBG and Fortnite to one another. Mm-hmm. Two very different visions for battle royale. So Fortnite is the reason it is possibly I don't know. I like to say it's the biggest game of all time. It's the biggest game that I've come across lately. It's just everywhere. It's on mobile. It's on all the consoles. It's on PC. Like my mom knows what Fortnite is. It's super weird. So it's but it's
because it's not competitive.
Exactly. It's more casual, and it has the RNG aspect to the damage, because they try and make it accessible to everyone, and that's why it's so big. Where PUBG is much more, accurate tactics, stuff like that. So I would imagine COD's going to go more PUBG route.
I think so. I think they will. It's going to be more.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Call of Duty's always been run and gun, so it could not be. It could be a, free-form casual game. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, Kilroy. Well, I had a ton of fun.
Yeah, same, man.
was
That
a
was
blast.
a pleasure. Yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good time. I was nervous, to say the least. I've never been on a podcast, and it's kind of funny because I get on stream and I got a camera on me and everything, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll just fucking do my thing. And then I'm like sitting here.
Getting all sweaty palms.
Yeah, it's like 5:45, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, should I say I'm ready or should I just wait for the contact? Like, I don't know what to do.
Well, I mean,
This
I have to
is
say you did,
podcast,
like-
dude.
Yeah, like the great
Super
thing about
chill. I loved it.
podcasting, you can do it naked, and there's no TOS that can tell you otherwise. So.
Yep.
That is very true.
Tell them to get wrecked.
I'm gonna have to make my own podcast now.
Do it, man.
Do it, man. Sweet. All right, man. Well, if people want to reach out to you or check out your stuff, how can they do that?
I am on Twitter. I kind of use Instagram, Twitch most of all. It's KilroyKilljoy. 1 L in the Kilroy, 2 L's in the Killjoy, all one word. Yeah, that's how you can reach me. Come hang out. We always have a super fun time. We're always focused on fun more than anything. Getting drunk or just hanging out, having a good time. It's fun. It's fun. Come check it out and see for yourself.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, we would love to hear your feedback, which can be sent to coldonepodcast@gmail.com or leave a review of what you thought on iTunes. It really does help us make this experience better for you, the listener. If you would like more contact with us, you can follow us on social media. Just look for @Cold1Podcast on Twitter and Facebook. All this information can be found at our website, actionsperminute.net. You can also get a hold of us pretty much every day by joining the APM Network Discord, which is also on the website. And lastly, if you like what we do, tell your friends, your family, your enemies, and coworkers about it. Thanks, guys. And remember, don't drink.